Hi everyone, where are we today? I don't even know. Let's see, scrolling down, the last one we did was that one, so we are here. Atomic is the tangle we're going to try today. It's by Ina Sonamoser. It is one of the patterns that has been published in the Tanglet planner. If you are unfamiliar with the Tanglet planner, you can I go show down here? You can scroll down to the bottom. Oops, it's not on this page. Okay, you can go on the website to the home and scroll to the bottom of the page. There are the different books that can be purchased, and planner is one of them, the Tanglet planner, this one. And that one gives you some space to tangle in and some ideas of how to use a planner to organize your tangles. So, you know, just if you want to check that out, that will help Ina in being able to afford continuing with this website. So, step number one, we're aiming for something like this, which is uber cool. So in order to get there, first you can start with a pencil spot where you want your orb. You can barely see this. This was probably, step out was probably created prior to the time when, yeah, see 2016, prior to the time when the idea of writing the pencil line in green happened. So you might have a hard time seeing this little pencil line, but it's there. So you could make a pencil line for where you want your orb. And then coming out from the orb in 3 different places, you're going to want a set of parallel lines like this. They don't have to be exactly in a triangle. They're just coming out. They don't even have to be 3. They can be less than 3, I suppose. And then you're going to do the same thing building outward like a molecule. Okay? And then draw the circle around. Now we can either start with the idea of where we want to place our circles with pencil, or we can just go for it with the parallel lines and see what happens. We can be more organic. And you can just keep building and building on your structure until you have what you want to finish. Now on the detail, you want here at the end of each of these strokes inside the circle to make a little curve, or you can make it look like it's going through the ball by making like this and filling it in. Either of those ways will finish that inside piece. So you can either make it like this, which is just the little curve. Looks like, this one looks like you've created a molecule out of like toothpicks and little foam balls. This one, when you do it with this thing, like this, makes it look like they're interconnected in a different way. And I like that here on her sample, they're not all parallel. Some of them are pointy, which makes the items seem further back or closer forward. I don't know. I'm not too sure how I want to do it yet. but it looks cool. I've not tried it before. Sorry about the glare. It's coming. You guys know. Close your eyes for a second. Oh, golly, this is hard. I've decided that the darker it is in my room before I turn on this light, the worse that glare is. But I have no choice in the matter. It is overcast and going to rain. So it's dark and gloomy. So what do I want to do? Do I want to start with circles and plan out where I want things to go? Or do I want to just go for it and let it just kind of grow organically? That's my question. And I think I'm just going to let it grow organically. Just going to start with pen. Why not? Okay, so we're going to have 3 of them sticking out of here. 1, 2, and 1 going this way. 3, like that. And then put this like that. And that like that. Okay? Are we good with that? I'm good with that. You're a little far away. Let me zoom you in just a bit. Okay, so then I'm going to put one here connected to that. And maybe like this. So even though it's raining today, well, it's not raining right at the moment, but it is really overcast and it is threatening to rain. Builder Bob and his sons are here working away in the backyard. I really appreciate their work ethic. Not everybody is like that. Let's go this way. Like that. So last night when we got home, we saw that the forecast was for rain. So we have an old tarp in the backyard. We just covered up their bobcat so that when they came back, the seat of the bobcat wouldn't be all soggy. He very much appreciated that. Because even though it didn't actually rain overnight, or if it did, it didn't rain hard enough to make any noise. Didn't wake me up. Yeah, I think I'm going to make a border. Yeah, I think I am. Okay. Hadn't decided till just that moment that I was going to have a border. But I want this one to go off the edge. So I hadn't drawn anything in a couple of days. I'm glad that I chose to be behind a little and just, you know, do it at my pace, but go a little behind what what the calendar says. So, you know, the one I'm posting today will be if today's is Sunday, which I believe this is the one that's supposed to be posted on Sunday, it will be posted the week after when it was announced on the website. And I'm going to continue that going forward, so that if I have some days that I can't draw, I'll have a week cushion, which is a good thing, because my brother-in-law had a heart attack 2 days ago. That was really scary. Really, really scary. He's only 48. He's 10 years younger than my husband. And yeah, that was not good. Scared all of us silly. So I spent a considerable amount of the weekend worrying about him, going and visiting, and he's doing okay. He actually walked into the emergency room. Tiffany, my sister-in-law, dropped him off at the emergency room. She went to go park the car, and by the time she came back from parking the car, they had already whisked him into the room and was working on him. And yeah, so they put in they unblocked the artery, put in the balloon thing. They put in a stent, and should be being released from the hospital today. And he should be fine as long as he follows doctor's orders and changes his diet and lifestyle a little bit. It scared us all, though. No more fried foods for you, little brother-in-law. It's his favorite meal, fried food. Okay, I feel like I did something here that's so maybe coming out from behind here, you wouldn't see where it's entering, but it would be entering from the back and coming out, because I need another one in here. Excuse me. Maybe going this way. I like those. Where it makes it seem like it's a little bit further back. Those are kind of cool. I'm going to make it that big. So I want one going this way for sure. Connecting that one to that one. And maybe coming one out this way. So because of my brother-in-law, I'd asked permission to leave my phone with the volume up at work. And then my phone rings, and it's an aunt that I don't think has ever called me, ever. And I thought, oh, good Lord, now what? Is it our uncle? because he's in his late 80s. It'll be his 90th birthday this summer. And yeah, when she called, I nearly had another meltdown. But it turns out it wasn't about the uncle. It was a friend of the family who's also elderly. I mean, they're all elderly at this point. Who had fallen and broken her hip. She just wanted to let us know. Crazy, huh? Alright, I think I am happy with this structure. Actually, I think I want to do this. Like that. Yeah. Are we happy with this? I'm happy with that. Then we are going to shade and be done. And this one was called what? Atomic, right? Yeah. Decide which direction it's going to live. Doesn't matter. Probably doesn't make any difference whatsoever. I'm going to do it like that. And I am going to shade. It took me a moment to think how I was going to shade this. I'm going to have a light source coming from up here. So on this side of my globe shapes, I'm going to have a shadow. Oh, I'm missing a little piece of line here. Look at. Okay. Well, we're going to have this side. And then it's going to have a little bit where the little stick out parts are going to make a shadow like that. Okay, and that one's like that. That one goes behind. Why is my light flashing like that? Are we getting lightning, maybe? Or is it just that my light is... Maybe I'm losing a little power or something. I don't know. It seems to be flickering. Don't know what that's about. Like that, a little bit there, a little bit here, coming around this way, over there, such, I think that's Good. I think I want a little here. Now I think about it, I want a little bit in there where that's going into. Just a little. Where they overlap. Like that. Okay. Something like that for shading. See how blending, look at what blending does for this particular one. I'm going to zoom in on the middle one here. Really tight. See how I've got the pencil where I've got it? I'm just going to take the blending stump. It's just a compressed piece of paper basically to a point. You could use whatever you have that can smudge the graphite around. Doesn't have to be a blending stump. I'm just gently, I'm not pushing hard, I'm just gently moving the graphite around, smudging it like that. And then when you back out, look at that. Isn't that amazing what that does? It blows me away every single time I do it, even though, you know, I do it a lot. I love my shading, but it still blows me away every time I do it. I get amazed as to how the objects just come to life by just doing a little smudging like that. Just amazes me. I think I might do drop shadow on this one. And what a drop shadow means is, like, this is shading because you're showing where the shadow is on the object itself. A shadow is where the object casts a shadow onto another object. Whether it's, you know, one object on another, or whether it's the object on the floor or the ground or the background, you know. And a drop shadow is where you create the illusion that the object is not actually touching the background or the floor or the other object behind, but is floating above it, is a distance away. And so it creates a shadow of the item, but the shadow is not attached to the object that it's creating a shadow from. So I'm going to show you, we're going to continue. I'm going to continue with the light source up here. So I'm going to think about if I was shining a flashlight here, where would this structure end up making shadows? It would be kind of like this, and like that, and like that, and like that. And you'd see maybe like this, and that would come around like that, maybe like that you'd see, and like that. I'd see a shadow there, probably see a little bit of a shadow there, and I'm like that, and maybe something like that, maybe a little one here. No, on this side. This actually should be on this side. It's what you use erasers for. And then this one, a little bit on this like that, and like that. Light's coming here, maybe on this side like this. This one will be a little closer. And over here. Let's see, and this one would make a shadow over there, and that'll make a shadow maybe way over here because it's a little further from the light source. So the shadow will be further away. Here, that one will make a shadow there, like that. And then we'll smudge, and it'll appear that this sort of Lincoln log-like structure is floating above its background. Like that. Like that. And now it appears to be even more 3D. I love it. And that's what you do when you make a drop shadow. The drop shadow is sort of a more advanced thing, but it's not hard. You just have to think about it. And if it would help you to figure out where a drop shadow would be, is to take an object, take a ball, take a lump of clay, take your eraser, take a pencil, and then put it down on something and then shine your flashlight at it and see where the shadows actually physically show up in real life. And that's where you're going to put them on your page. And the more you observe light and shadow, the more you're able to do this without having to think about it. And that's all it is. It's not that I've got some magic formula. I just am observing the world around me. And you can do it too. You can. I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a blessed day. Grasp life, because you never know when something's going to happen, like a heart attack, and then you won't be here anymore. You need to really evaluate what's important in your life and do those important things. Nourish those relationships. Be kind and loving to one another, because you never know when it's going to go in a flash. My brother-in-law was lucky. They said that you know, he wasn't within minutes of dying, but if he had tried to outlast his pain another day, he wouldn't be with us. And yeah, that's scary to think about. So be good to yourself. If you're feeling unusual, weird pains, talk to your doctor. Go to the emergency room. Take care of yourself. We want you here on this earth. I want you here. And yeah, be good to each other, okay? I'll see you later. Bye.